So last weekend in the garden with Sandra, we had some and it sold out. Typically when we have plants, that's it for the season. But Eric Wallin said, you know what? I'll have more. I'll give it to you guys.
Yeah.
Like, we'll go ahead and we'll send everything we had to QVC.
And by the way, we didn't raise the price. There it is.
Oh, no. We didn't raise the price. It just got diverted to us.
Yeah.
So we got it. This is the landscape and gardening solution. It's going to save you time because you're not going to have to weed anymore. It's going to save you money because you're not going to have to buy mulch. And it's so beautiful. Okay, this is a really interesting before and after.
I love this.
So you see the dog, you can walk on it, it's fine. But in the picture where all that grass looks dead, that's Eric Wallin's yard in Indiana. It was a summer that was super dry. Notice all the grass died, but the trample me thyme in between those stones
is
stayed
alive and beautiful.
Perfect.
And it's
You're
flowering.
going to get 6 plants that flower for months. All 6, you're going to pick your color. Do you want it in red? Do you want it in purple? Do you want pink? Or do you want it in white?
I love the white.
They end up being less than $5 a plant.
And what we're representing is 6 pieces. 6 pieces. No, that's 9 pieces. So there are 6 pieces, right?
Right, but you're getting all 6 in one color. $4 and change a plant, and I would say pick up several sets. Who's here? Is it our horticulturist?
Who?
Our Devin Wallin is here, so good to see you. Okay, get in here, because we have a lot to talk about.
For the time.
First of all, thank you to your whole family, the Roberta's team, for grabbing everything you had left in your nursery and bringing it to us. Why do you love the Trample Me Thyme so much?
Because it is the ultimate problem solver of humanity's 2 main problems: never having enough time or money. This is a plant that saves you time in the garden, but it also saves you money by replacing the need for those bark mulches. Anywhere where you have those bark mulches that you have to do every single year, plant this instead. Eliminate mulch from those areas once and for all.
I'm sorry, I'm smelling it. It smells so good.
It smells great.
It's time. It smells so good. All right, let's take a look at the pictures. You're gonna. Oh, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Well, this is actually what it looks like when it's not in flower. This is what we're shipping to you guys, what I have in my hand, these beautiful 6-pack tray like this. This is what it's all about.
One of those will turn into this. Oh, and if you look, well, we'll show when we come back, it's about to flower. This is at your friend's house.
Yeah, so this is why we love the Trample Me Thyme. Imagine, as a ground cover that is winter hardy, it's evergreen, it's drought tolerant.
Can we stay on this picture for a second? Because I think this is a really important solution. This is your friend's house. They have a sidewalk that goes onto a street.
Yeah.
It would be such a pain for them, not to mention other people's dogs doing their business there to plant almost anything else, but that's gonna flower.
And the best part is that this is the only flowering ground cover that can handle the foot traffic.
That looks
That's
like
why
a
I was
fairy
standing
garden.
on it. And look at it when it's in bloom. You could have bark mulches there, or you could have this beautiful Trample Me Thyme.
Wow.
Talk about turning problematic areas into the most beautiful areas.
Where those rocks are, did you have to remove the rocks, or did
you just plant it right in there? And I love this picture because you can see the Trample Me Thyme in between those stepping stones. And then on the sides, the grass is totally dead. This was a really drought-ridden summer back in Indiana. And my uncle, the thyme was doing great while the grass was dying. That's a testament to how drought tolerant these plants are.
Here's the pink in an area that would be really hard to plant anything
I love
else.
how it just kind of creeps and crawls and cascades on slopes. It's going to solve the problem of erosion. Look there on the right. Do you see any weeds in there? No, because it has such thick growth that it smothers out the weeds.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
And the color is so nice. You know, it's basically a flower that you really don't have to care for.
That you can walk on and it's
Really?
Look at the red. That doesn't even look real. That is real growing in a place where now they never have to replace the mulch.
Exactly. And here you can see it in between those stepping stones. What we love about this is a plant that wherever you typically use those bark mulches, you can replace it with this Trample Me Thyme. It's evergreen all year round. It flowers in the summertime.
It smells so good.
It's totally fragrant. It's totally kid and pet safe. And look at the amount of color that it brings when they're in bloom during the summertime.
You know, I wonder, does the thyme scent actually help with like critters and stuff? Because sometimes like rabbits and things like that, like they don't like those types of scents.
They do all the deer, rabbits, squirrels, they stay away from the thyme because they don't
Sometimes
like that
bugs
fragrance.
too. Even certain bugs stay away from those types of fragrances. Here's what's really lovely is that you get to choose your color. So you're seeing all the different colors that we offer you here, but you're going to get 6 of one color, whichever one you choose. So red, the beautiful purple, the pink, or the white are available. That white is, of course, a creamy kind of shade. And then this is what you get. And if you want to show the back so that they can see like all the different pockets, so it's separated, right? How far apart do we plant these from each other?
So let me show you. So I'm going to pop one out just like this. And each one, Sandra, would you mind holding this for a second?
I would be happy to.
Each one of these, the first year, this is going to grow into this the first year. But by the second year, it's going to double in size.
Yeah.
Each one of your 6 plants will easily grow around 18 to 24 inches around.
So that's amazing. So if you think about it, I mean, this truly is one of the fastest growing, rewarding ground covers that you can own. Alberto, I was telling Devin, a friend of mine, Mark, who is a master gardener, like people actually tour his gardens up in New York. Yeah, he's got acres. It's incredible.
Oh, I know Mark. Yeah, Mark Veeder.
Right, who started pharmacy, right. Yeah. Mark said to me, I said, how on earth do you do this? And he said, Sandra, the secret's ground cover.
It is.
He doesn't buy mulch.
Truly.
Everything is ground cover.
Wow.
And because he would be spending his entire life weeding. And I've always thought about Mark saying, the secret is ground cover. Yeah. So this is one of the most beautiful ground covers in that it is fragrant, it is an herb, it is thyme. You can walk on it. If a dog walks on it, if your kids walk on it. And it flowers for months and months and months on end. This is an area between a sidewalk and a curb where cars park, that if you own that property, this would be,
it'd be such a hassle.
What would you even put there?
Exactly.
Now it's beautiful.
Yeah, dogs can walk through it, kids can ride their bike over.
You can't control who's walking on that piece of your property.
Exactly.
Now you just have flowers.
And this is what we love. This is a plant, you plant it where you would typically do those bark mulches, and it's gonna create a harmony in your garden. Now, one collection will cover around 10 square feet.
Okay.
Now, generally,
you need more than that.
Well, yes, exactly. Because generally, 1 yard of mulch covers around 80 square feet. So if you normally get a yard of mulch each year, replace that with 8 collections, and you'll never have to put those mulches in those areas ever again.
Over time, it's actually going to save you money. It's going to save you money over time.
Because you only buy it once. The mulch you have to buy year after year. Remember I told you this story? The very first year I moved to my house, I paid a company to come and do the mulch around my home.
Story.
It was $650 just to do the mulch right around, because my house needs the mulch on all 4 sides of the house.
Exactly.
And I was like, I'm not doing this every year. I was like, that's ridiculous.
That was $650 how many years ago?
1 year it looks nice, then the next year it looks terrible and the weeds are coming through.
Yeah.
The weeds don't, unlike mulch, which weeds will still come through, this is it grows so tightly together like a mat that it completely stops the weeds.
It smothers
Where this
them.
grows, no weeds grow. It is really an absolutely fascinating plant that is difficult to find. Sold out last week. We just were able to secure more.
Devin, I learned from you that grass is ground cover.
It is.
Right? Grass is ground cover. But grass you have to water, you have to cut, you have to manicure, you have to edge, you have to do all these other things with grass. This, you plant it, and you never have to do anything with it. That's my kind of gardening, right? That's my kind of gardening.
It's actually an awesome maintenance-free lawn substitute. If you have a small yard, you can use this as your lawn. It's very common in places like Ireland and England, actually. At Oregon, people do that because they want to replace that grass, and doing so with the wonderful thyme because it can handle that foot traffic and it's super drought tolerant. The real question is, how many collections do you need? Put them in your hot, sunny garden beds where you typically do that mulch. You'll never have to do it again.
But I would just say, if you're thinking like, oh my gosh, I have so much ground cover I would need, it's okay to start small. Keep the mulch in some spots and do a collection or 2 this year, and then next year you can add to it. And Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't have to replace all your mulch at once. Start here, pick up a few, and gradually you have something really beautiful.
And 951-200, item number $9 and change, gets it home with free shipping.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Devin. We love having you here in our show.
Thank you.
Garden Buds is one of my favorite shows the whole week. I'm so glad that we're here today with you. Sandra and myself, we designed this show to bring you pieces that you don't necessarily find everywhere. Right now, we have a big deal